So motor generators, a motor driving a generator. I mean, this is a very simple, crude test rig, just to show some of the effects. It's the same little motors I used on the speed control, but I've printed some bearing carriers. I've got ball racers in, and the motor shaft pushed into each one. So the whole motor bodies on both sides are free to rotate. These bits of wire that are cable tied on just stop them spinning freely and twisting the wires off, and also allow me to measure the force or display the force. So that's little scale is displaying the amount of pressure that rod puts on it due to the reaction torque when it's turning, because torques, reactions equal and opposite. So it doesn't matter actually which side I've got that under, but it could be under this side. Well, that's purely a tape measure to act as a stop, because it's about the right height. Power supply, not a big old bench supply, which is a bit crude and whatever, but it's, God knows how old, it's probably 30 odd years old this, but it still works. No current limit, just a voltage control set at about 3 or 4 volts upwards. A good voltmeter, a good bench meter, the voltage monitoring on that. That's and the old meter that occasionally flakes out because it's got dropped off a machine tool a couple of times, and I think the connector block's cracked somewhere, but it's working okay at the moment. That's connected to a little current probe, so I can put that on any of the wires, and that will give a fairly precise current reading. Then I've got this thing, which is a little chemical heater thing I made a while ago, which actually is just built from a big bank of ceramic resistors in parallel. It's 5 resistors in parallel with some silicon rubber insulation underneath. And rather than using it in its control box that it's actually built with it, I've just put 2 extra wires straight on the resistance element ends, so I can use those as a load. It's about 7 ohms, so it takes roughly amp and a half or so at 12 volts, just under 2 amps anyway. I think I'll use a 2 amp supply with it. So that's all the test rig equipment. I'm going to have to do a separate voiceover when it's running, because the thing is ludicrously loud. These little couplings are very cheap, sloppy things, and when they're running it sounds like you've got a multi-propeller drone flying next to your ear. They're that type of volume. In fact, I'm standing this whole thing on big blocks of foam rubber, because when it was resting straight on the desk, it was just about rattling the room. So anyway, that's the test rig. I can vary the voltage at this end from somewhere around 3 or 4 volts up to 12 volts or more. I don't want to go too crazy too long, because I don't know what these motors are actually rated at. As I said, the 2 identical motors, I don't know which is which. The whole rig is symmetrical. It's all bolted down to stop the thing flipping over or whatever, falling over if it was just on that bit. And it also means that these bits of offcuts I've got for the base have the mechanical stops or scale or whatever on the same thing, so there's no confusion to whether this is moving on the desk or anything, because this is all one piece. Okay, so that's the test setup. So I'll get on with the demos. Okay, earplugs at the ready.